Hey everybody, thanks for watching Peace, Love, and Guns. Today we have a very special treat for you. This is a 2012 Honda Accord, and for all intents and purposes, what we're doing here today, it could be a 2011, 10, 9, or 8, and everything will be the same. And we're just going to go ahead and bumble through a starter replacement on this car. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by removing the battery. You always want to remove your negative cable first, because reasons. So we remove the negative cable like so.
You just touched that? Really?
Yep. It's only harmful to you if you ground yourself and then you put a path between, like, say, you and your heart, and it snaps through you. The important thing is to not touch this and this in some way at the same time. Yeah. Which is why you remove this one first, because if you remove this one, this is still connected, and then you're grounded through the chassis of the car. You touch something, and then it connects,
and then you die.
And then that, or you just melt a wrench in your hand or something like that, and that's not good.
Really, it would melt?
There's a lot of current in these batteries, so
I would love to see a video of a wrench melting.
Buy a battery and we can do that experiment. Buy a battery for the express purpose of
melting a wrench.
Doing that. It's like we have another, those were 10 millimeters. We have another set of 10 millimeter bolts right here. You don't need that.
Do I? I'm just in the bushes. Do you think humanity is fundamentally bad, Will? What do you think?
What it is.
Yeah, we kind of suck, but it is what it is.
Why is there no handle on this battery? Come on, guys.
Because I want you to burn yourself. I took it off so you'd spill acid on yourself. Look, it's mud from Gray Fox. It's Gray Fox mud. Look at that shit.
We're just gonna push the wires up here so it's not gonna get in the way. This wire is gonna go over there so it's not in the way. We got some radiator hoses, and then right through there, you got you a starter. Right there, that piece right there. And we got a number of clips and all kinds of fun stuff. And we gotta find our angle of attack here. Oh yeah, we're in for a bad day.
What's up?
Just, we're in for a bad day. We do what we must because we can.
Hey, if you're not comfortable doing this, I have a mechanic.
I'm perfectly comfortable with this.
Okay.
It's just a matter of, do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Do I feel like with this?
I don't.
Just looking at the new part here, guys. You got a bolt here for the wire, and then you got two big fat bolts that mesh the gear with the crankshaft gear. And so 1, 2. And it looks like it's just 2 bolts, which sounds way too simple. There's also that bolt which connects that to there electrically, and then another electrical connector there. So we got to take off our electrical connectors and then take off 2 big fat bolts. And
okay,
in theory, that's it. It's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. This guy is a push button style. We're going to take that guy off. Never underestimate the power of a good set of curved needle nose pliers. So this should help us finagle something here. Or maybe just break something. Come on, you can do it. There it goes. Just a little bit of leverage, properly applied. Alright, we'll just move that out of the way. Lift up this little petticoat right there.
That little petticoat.
And then we'll get at that. Let's see if we can move this around. Yeah, we can. We got a little bit of maneuvering there, if that helps. Probably won't. What we did here was we just removed this connector from this part right here. And just to kind of show you what that looks like, the connector on this side of it, just up here, the connector on this side of it has a button tab that you press from this side. I'll show you what that looks like here. So it'll be like this, and you just squeeze down on that portion of it right there, and then pull it out. And I just used a screwdriver and kind of wiggled it here while I pressed that button down, and then it allowed me to pull that out. Now we're going to remove this bolt right here, so that we can get that main cable off of there. And that bolt is what's underneath this little petticoat right here.
And then that little petticoat right there.
Yep.
So There's a wire connected to that petticoat, under the petticoat.
Yep.
Now, can we remove these hoses?
You can, but we're gonna have radiator fluid all over the driveway, and we're gonna give it the old reach around. Okay, so 13mm socket.
Okay.
We're going after the nut, the fastener that connects the cable to the starter solenoid. That goes right in, right, and we gotta mess around with that stupid thing.
With that hose.
It's shielded with this very nice plastic shield right there, which just makes this so much easier. This little bracket that clamps the radiator hose down right here. It has a little kind of cross star pattern there, and it goes through this little square part, and it just kind of rotated that and pull that out. I'm going to snap it there to keep it, and we're just going to kind of gingerly bend this out of the way with brute force. Ouch!
There was one, it was Joe Jorgensen. I'm gonna abolish the whatever. Oh, you're gonna make me vote third party. Alright, so you got that nut out of their spot.
That should let us lift this piece up.
And he broke it.
Yep. Okay, so now that's disconnected.
Yeah.
And we got that free. And now we just have to get the starter off of there. This wire right there is probably going to be in the way when we go to put that starter on. There we go. So that has a little bit of a, you can see it's got this little Christmas tree type of fastening bit. And that guy there, you just pinch it from the other side and it goes into this hole right here, so that'll pop out. And it should give us a little bit of room to work there. Now, if there is one thing that's universally true about working on cars and having socket wrenches is you cannot have too many different extensions in various lengths, because you can MacGyver something to work. These are really nice, being able to kind of go around the corner. In order to get kind of an exact, level torque on something, you gotta, kind of hold it at that joint so that it twists on the axis effectively. But having the bendy bobs there would be good. You don't need that. You got the long boys and the short boys, and then you can finagle something up to get to that in there.
Now, is that boy with a Y or boy with an I?
Boy with an I. The starter's oriented like this on the car, and we're trying to get at this bolt right here.
Show me that bolt.
And one's located right down there. I can see it through here. Here we have a, I think, 15mm socket to get at that bolt there and that bolt there. So we find a thingy that gives us the proper reach to get in there, and I recommend having a long ratchet and being able to apply that pressure. It required that I have two of these 2-inch extenders or whatever that is, so maybe you need about a 4 or 5-inch extension. Get in there real easy. It is a 14mm socket with a long handled dealy bobber. You don't have to do this sort of thing, which is can be a widowmaker. All right, so then we have one on the bottom we need to break loose, and that one may be more of a
hold it in tight. Oh, so I don't get injured.
Yep. Remember, we're using the widowmaker here.
I'm gonna move my hand back away.
Oh, that's probably a great idea. Up.
Ooh, yeah.
What is this piece?
I think that's the oil dipstick. The oil hole.
So you just gotta pull it out. Yeah.
Hey man, I think it's a cool gimmick to do like mechanic stuff, but then like be talking about random cool stuff.
Sure.
Could be our niche.
Oh, we didn't get a new one of those, so we're gonna keep this.
The reason that I wanted to change this is it was grinding. It when you start it up, it would go after it finished.
So there's a lot of rusty.
Yeah.
Rusty rust in there.
Yeah.
Shmoo. Probably
Some
something
shmoo.
that came from the internals there. You do have wear on the leading edges of these, so that's probably where that grinding is coming from. This also has like a spring-tacular action to it.
Spring-tacular, huh?
So your solenoid is supposed to trip, and then this moves, engages the gears, and if something was holding it up, I don't even know if we should be able to do that with our fingers, so let's see. You can. So it might not have been engaging enough with the solenoid, so it applies electrical current to it, and then it power fists out, and then it should fully engage the gear, but it may have been lagging in that or just not doing it at all. The old one comes with a handy gasket. The new one does not. So we're just going to clean that off there. That's a new one. That's an old one. And that's the shim from the old unit we're going to reuse because reasons. We can now see the contact area of the crankshaft where the starter gearing is. I don't see anything that looks crazy, so we don't need that anymore. This is interesting. So the old one has this piece on it, and it goes. I was noticing that there is a gap between the shim and here, and if that shim is supposed to help keep stuff out, it didn't make sense that there would be this hole right there. So, hey, there's this piece that needs to go in there.
I guess.
We're learning things.
It's funny that didn't come with the new starter. It seems
Why
like
would it? You bought a starter, you didn't buy a shim.
See, yeah.
You gotta pay extra for that, boy.
Clearly.
So now we're just gonna do the dirty work of finagling this in there. Gotta move that. Gotta drop it, twist it, pull it, bop it.
It was full when we started.
Okay, there is that. It's somewhat in place. Now we just gotta wiggle. We gotta wiggle. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna start those screws. The bottom one came out last. It'll go there. It also goes through this little metal bracket piece right here that holds this wire that was in the way. So we're just gonna push that through, and we're gonna see if we can start it with our thumb here. Wiggle this big chunk of metal around. Okay, that's either started or it started cross-threading.
It's either started or it started cross-threading.
We'll know when we put 300 pounds of force on it. That's the top in right now. Going through the hole at the top. Like so. Start the top one and start the bottom one. It's not working with a lot of room, so I'm doing it by hand.
We wanted to move some bathrooms around, but...
Alright, so there is bolt the bottom, and there is bolt the top, and they are snug as a bug in a rug, and now we just need to put the connectors on. Yeah, okay, so we've got the starter bolted on. Hopefully tight enough, who knows. Alright, now we gotta peel back the petticoats on this little guy right there, and then we gotta get that over that bolt, right, Sean? Yeah, and this was hard.
So,
that was hard to do.
Hard to undo.
So it's gonna be harder to push it back down.
Are you looking for this guy here?
That's probably the guy I'm looking for. And then we screw it on without losing it. Just kind of holding it with one finger and then putting that on there. And then, as I recall, it was a 12 millimeter. Nope, it's definitely not. It's a 13 milli. Tighten that on there, and it probably doesn't require enough strength to break that whole thing off, so we're not going to do that. Pull the petticoat down.
The hood.
Duro hood, boy. And at this point, we can probably go ahead and stick this little piece back down inside a hole from whence it came. And there we go. And we're going to lift that up, click it into place, and then in theory, we just need to plug this guy in right here. Alright, we can put this little clip back.
Yeah.
So
the Christmas tree.
Put the little Christmas tree clip back right in through the little hole right there.
Okay.
And it should just snap back in. There we go.
Okay.
Alright, so we got the starter in. We've got the connection pushed in good, nice and tight. There was a little rubber O-ring there that you have to remove so that that connector can slide all the way in and snap on. If you try and snap it on with this little rubber there, it'll seem like it snaps on, but it didn't. So take that off. The original doesn't have that. We've got it connected. We put the battery back in. We connected the positive terminal first. We connected the negative second. So this is the first to come off, and it's the last to go on. And then, yeah, we're gonna start the car up for you. Like butter. This is a battery tray, and it goes down at the bottom there. And then you're gonna hook the hooky thingy. We're gonna put the battery into the battery tray. And then one of these is the front side, which I'm going to say is that side, question mark. This goes
There's
down.
an arrow for front.
Reach down past the air dam and turn it. And there is that. And then we find it on the other side.
Let's make sure our viewers can see that that is supposed to go in the side there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we're gonna put our air dam back on. Wiggle it and jiggle it until success. There we go.